Hello everyone, I'm Dipesh. I'm a business applications MVP for the last 5 years. I'm MCT, author, and practice director for Power Platform customer engagement here at Dynamicity. In this recording, we are going to go through for our partners and customers about the deprecations that are coming in Power Apps, Power Automate, or model-driven apps in Dynamics 365. So I was very busy with all the new features coming in like RPA and also new templates coming into Power Platform. But one of the asks that I always find was lagging behind was where are the deprecations marked? So in this quick video recording or video blog, we are going to cover all of that. So let's quickly get into action and see what are the deprecations coming. If you notice that those are the things that are going to be coming in for your customers or your implementations, my recommendation that you just communicate it proactively to your customers and handle the deprecations accordingly in your implementations. So let's quickly get into action. Let's first talk about AI Builder because there was a lot of positive sentiment from community partners as well as customers about the AI Builder model and Power Platform. So what has happened to this? Even I have gone in and done a lot of community sessions around AI Builder. There's a major change coming. Now form processing and object detection preview models are deprecated. What does that mean? Beginning March 5, 2020, customers will need to recreate their existing form processing and object detection model with the new model versions. Any models that you created before this date will automatically use the new model versions and require no further action. About the ones which were done after March 5, you are encouraged to use the new model versions as soon as possible. Any models done before this date will be deprecated. Until June 8, these models will continue to function and Microsoft will continue to support them. However, some functionality might be disabled. After June 8, which is a key date, guys, these models will no longer work. So you need to transition that within that time period. The next one that we are going to talk about is the old common data service environment URL for redirector service is now going to be deprecated. This will be removed on March 31st, 2020, which is this month itself. This change will impact you if you have created a bookmark for your sign-in page or something and it is linking to the old URL redirector service. So whoever are the users that are being impacted by this change will automatically start seeing a notification going forward from February 17, 2020, which is from the last month itself, right? So this is another change that you should consider if you have been using this old common data service environment URL. You should mark it and you should change it around. The next deprecation that is coming is around regional discovery service, which is being deprecated. This is going to be effective March 2 of 2020. Again, we are already on March 13th as of today. So Microsoft will anyways continue to support, secure and have other critical updates for their regional discovery service, but they won't release any additional functionality beyond the date that is being announced as of today, which is March 1, 2021. It won't be available after March 1, right, next year. So if you are already utilizing this, make sure that you are starting to move away from this because this will not be in place 12 months from now. The next deprecation we'll talk about is rules in Canvas apps. This was deprecated as of October 14, 2019, last year itself. Only few people had made rules, and as Microsoft is really great at collecting feedback and incorporating it in the product, as far as Power Platform is concerned, this has been really great with the product team incorporating a lot of our feedbacks. So in case of rules, this is now a deprecated feature. And instead people were using expressions and the rules was a confusing feature and expressions were easier to learn, use and debug. So we don't have rules features in Canvas app anymore. Legacy client deprecation, this one is very, very important. I have done few sessions or webinars where I've already talked about unified client interface being the way to go forward. So any organizations that are trying to move or transition to the unified interface, they should take advantage of Microsoft's ongoing investment in terms of reliability, performance, and functionality. That's the new user interface to go forward. You will need to transition to unified interface before October 1, 2020. Microsoft will continue to support secure and other critical updates to the legacy client till October 1, 2020, but there will be no additional functionality that will be released. Nothing has been announced. On October 1, 2020, the legacy web client will no longer be available, so we are almost 6 months or so from this point. If you really want a free consultation to start with about your legacy clients, you can get in touch with me at Dynamicity and we'll be happy to help you. Task flows were released as a way for step-by-step data entry from common tasks such as after meeting follow-ups, and I wanted to do it like a step-by-step. They're marked for deprecation. They'll be removed on October 1, 2020. What is the way forward? Again, in this case, the way forward is the new immersive experience for business process flows that is planned for a release. And really, this is another set of feature. If you're using it, the transitioning feature that you might need to look at is immersive experience for your business process flows. Dialogs, they are deprecated. You can use a process dialog traditionally to create an interactive step-by-step data entry form, something like that I always used to say looks like a Windows installer, step-by-step, next kind of an interface. And when you start the process, a wizard is presented and then you can do selections, enter data and progress through the wizard. They are deprecated. They'll be gone on October 1, 2020 with complete removal. Replacement options, you should go for either business process flows or Canva app as an alternative means. Again, if you need consultation, feel free to get in touch. There are some legacy process related attributes and entities which are deprecated. This particular slide is more technical in nature. So if you are not a technical consultant, doesn't matter. There were some legacy process related attributes such as stage ID, traverse path, and entities enabled for business process flows, which are now deprecated. Set process action for business process flows is also deprecated. What is the recommended way to go? You should use the attributes of the business process flow entity now going forward. Now we move to the client-side APIs. So there are a lot of client-side APIs which were using the XRM client API object model, and over time a lot of them have been either chained or they are moved to the context of the client. This is more to do with the new unified interface where they are run. This is nothing new, but this is again, since this entire presentation or video blog is about showing what is gone. So traditionally what we used to use xrm.page, it has moved to execution context.get form context, and then you can use the form context to do all your required things. So this one is talking about certain examples, like if I wanted to get a user ID, traditionally I'll use xrm.page.context.get user ID. If you're not yet upgraded your scripts or you're still using them in the traditional web client, the way to go forward is global context.user-settings.user ID. This list still continues on. This is a big list. So if you used to traditionally use gridrow.getData, now you can use gridrow.data. If you use add-on key press event, you have to use a custom control creating using Power Apps Component Framework or PCF, right? So these ones are really key. This is totally a change of designing them. Fire on key press event, remove on key press event, show autocomplete or hide autocomplete. There are tons of such controls that the community has already created for free and is available out there. For example, on pcf.gallery, recommendation is to go through them. If you are using xrm.utility.alert dialog, this is not a total change of design. You can still go for something like xrm.navigation.openAlert dialog. So these are changes which are required. One of the ones which I recently used myself was xrm.utility.openWebResource. This now works as xrm.navigation.openWebResource. So those changes are with respect to client-side APIs. What are the changes that have occurred? What is deprecated? What has changed? Another note of caution: when we were using traditionally parent.xrm from our web resources, now we can use one of the following options. Use a custom control creating using PCF instead of our web resources. That is 100%. I'm going to at some point do a complete session on this, why we have to now go for PCF and we have to move away from using HTML web resources. On forms, we can use the get content window method to get the web resource control. If the get content window doesn't work, you can use parent.xrm to get the XRM object inside the HTML web resource, if only if it doesn't work, right? But those are your recommended ways to go. Deprecation of the voice of customer, nothing new in this. This was announced July 1, 2019. You can still create and distribute and collect responses from live surveys till July 1, 2020, but this is pretty near. And we should now go for a new solution called as Microsoft Forms Pro. That is one central way of collecting surveys. So Dynamics 365 app for Blackberry is deprecated now. As of December 3 of 2018, Microsoft Dynamics 365 for Blackberry app is deprecated and will be removed from the iOS also on October 31st, 2019. This was a change. So there's a Blackberry app deprecation that was in place. You have to plan to migrate to Dynamics 365 for phones by October 31st, 2019. So this particular slide is really old if it doesn't apply anymore, and if you are wondering why this app is not working, because this was deprecated as of last year. Service scheduling in Dynamics 365 customer service is deprecated and it will no longer be available again from October 1st, 2020. Where do I need to port? I need to go to the new scheduling experience, which is built on top of URS or Universal Resource Scheduling, which is available in the Unified Interface or Unified Client Interface. Existing users will need to be provided advance notice for a migration to this new scheduling capability. So if you are using traditional service scheduling, you need to be now moving to the Unified Client Interface one, which is enabled on top of the URS functionality. Standard SLAs in Dynamics 365 customer service are now deprecated. There used to be a standard service level agreement, which is SLA type field, which was set to standard, is deprecated and will be removed in a future major release. That is not clear at this point. Standard SLAs are replaced by enhanced SLAs. Relationship roles are deprecated. So there used to be relationship roles available under settings, business management, and this will also be deprecated. The feature is replaced by connection rules. Two more functionalities that will be deprecated include mail merge as well as announcements. So announcements are available under settings, administration, announcements. In a future major release, this will be deprecated. Mail merge templates, including the ones which you did through mail merge word add-in, under settings templates, mail merge templates, again is deprecated. So I hope this quick refresher of what's deprecated really helps you. And Power 365 as usual guys, if you need any of the consultation or implementation on how to go forward and move into the new latest set of features, you can feel free to connect with me here at Dynamicity. Take care till the next time.